are back to winning ways. Welcome everyone to our post-match show for the game with Sheffield United versus Southampton, where we have just beaten Sheffield United convincingly 2-0, in my opinion. So welcome. If you're new here, please remember to smash that subscribe button. And if you're doubly happy about the win, just hammer that like button and let's get into it. What a relief. I mean, okay, it's against Sheffield United, but I thought they played okay today, actually. I thought they'd put up a decent display, but I'm just impressed with the sort of football we're playing. We were able to hold 3 passes together and, back to winning ways. I'm chuffed.
Oh, yes.
I'm chuffed.
It was everything I wanted from this game. Was I said before the game, 2 points here, and if we play this game professionally and we sort of, eliminate anything for that Sheffield have to offer, it'll be such a load off because it will kind of prove the fact of we have been damaged by a depleted squad. We have been unlucky with decisions. We have all these things that, we've been crying about. They are vindicated. Those are the issues. Because as soon as you see today that we've got people playing in their right positions, doing the role that they're meant to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The confidence shoots up. Everything was so much better. So much better.
It tastes so good.
Tastes so good. Sweet taste of victory, my friends.
Sweet taste of victory, absolutely.
My post-game Krispy Kreme really hit the spot.
That didn't last long. That didn't even reach the end of the countdown.
Mate, they won't. There's a reason I have to buy those bigger boxes. I swallow donuts. So
it's so good. I mean, I think they gave Shea Adams man of the match, which I think was deserved.
Yeah.
He was, there was lots of stuff going on up front. But the goal he scored, oh my goodness! I mean, we were saying literally seconds before it, like Shea needs to get a goal. It needs to happen soon. He needs something to get his confidence up. And oh my goodness, what a strike!
He was so on time with that. It was brilliant. It was, and it all came from a play that I thought we had lost it. I thought the attackers over. I thought there was too many wrong decisions, but it was Shea's relentlessness that kept it going. And as soon every game you sort of go, he runs, he puts in the effort, it just doesn't come off for him. Today was one of those games where not only did it come off to him, but he was so good pressing people and trying to break through. There's a lot of times there in the box where he sort of just strong-armed his way through to try and get something on goal. He was a different player after he scored. It was crazy. I can't wait for him to, what I'm going to assume now, probably be a prolonged period of him starting.
Yeah, well, there are moments in that game where he was clear on goal. I mean, I think there was a couple of opportunities where if it had been laid off to the right, he was open. So, had he had better service, he could have had a hat trick today. Looking at the positions he was getting himself into.
Yeah.
So
you're not wrong. I think with smarter heads and a few just clever decisions today, we probably could have won it 3 or 4.
Yeah.
There was my 3-0 was ruined by Nathan Redmond at the end of the game.
Right.
We got them on that break a few times. I'm quite proud of myself today. I called a few things. I said the way I said it would be 2-0 was right. I also said, and it would be 3-0, and it would be right at the end of the match when they're trying to attack, and we get them on the break, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
and it was only because it fell to Nathan Redmond, whose only job now seems to be to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
We probably would have gotten it. So it was great performance today.
I'm just trying to see where there's no post match from anything.
It's gone straight to Wolves, hasn't it? Straight to Wolves.
Are they even talking to ref? Well, there's no post match officially, so that's why we're here. That's why we're
here. I've got Ralph on the phone. Let me just give him a call.
Send Ralph the link. We'll get him on the show. But no, I'm super chuffed about that. It's just such a decent performance.
It's Saints of 8 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and it's Sheffield. We've got City to come, but we've got some good games. But it is somewhat of a vindication of, hey, we all said it was going to be bad.
Yep.
and it has been bad. But
Yep.
as soon as we've gotten back what we said we needed, great. If we lost today, it would have been, a real, whoa, what's going on? Where do we need to go? What do we need?
Yeah.
But it's clear to see what we need, and it's players playing in their right position and a tiny bit more squad depth. We need a couple of fullbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think also, there's a couple of comments here. One's just popped up. Should have been more like 5-0. I think, if we're a bit more clinical, and there's a bit more vision. I mean, like I said earlier, I think, Shea could have had a couple more had he got a better service. But, arguably we were playing against a side that who had to get a win, had to push forward. I think we're probably still looking at a side that maybe in ourselves that struggles to break teams down if they're not pushing forward for a win themselves. So what was critical for us today was that we went 1-0 up and we didn't concede first, because it would have been a nightmare. They would put like literally five defenders on the pitch, and it would have been horrible. But here we are. But it's so congested above us. I mean, we're 1 point behind Wolves. We're 3 points ahead of Burnley now, who've played a game more than us. So it's just pretty mad in the sense of how congested it is around that area. But it just makes it look so much different, for us to finally get a win. Oh,
the other thing is, it's like maybe this team, after 3-4 more of these performances, might put away those chances. Like, you have to keep in mind where, like you say, where we are still a team that is dipped in confidence. So, there's a few things, like it would have been like, Diallo probably, there was a pass that Diallo made that probably should have gone to Shea. Even Shea's last attempt, it probably should have squared it to Armstrong. There are things that, a bit more confidence and a bit more level-headed is going to be even better. So if this is the start of us finding a bit of form again, awesome, brilliant. We just need this to carry on. It'd be, if we were to stay with the team at this level and to sort of keep up performances like that, if you were to play this game again, maybe in 6-7 games time, maybe it would be, 4 or 5. It's just, we are still coming off of that downslide. So this is just a great foot back on the ladder, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sets us up much better in the games that are to come. Obviously, you've got an unbelievably tough game away at the Etihad on Wednesday night, and then after that, we've got some more games which we should be beating. They're against sides that are beneath us in terms of the table. So you would hope that you should be able to pick up wins and push on from there, really. But just psychologically, I think for the team to finally get. I mean, we've beaten 2 sides in 2021, and one of them is Liverpool, and the other one Sheffield United. So polar opposites, maybe, but
the Premier League app has given James Ward-Prowse man of the match.
Okay,
well, I think it's a good thing today because there's a good call for a lot of people.
Yeah,
this isn't one of those. I was
going to say Minamino. Actually,
that's the thing. It's not one of those games where we've gotten to the end and the pundits have gone, we're going to give it to Redmond because we don't know who else to give it to. You got to the end of the game, you're like, wow, Shea scored the great goal. He was tenacious going forward. He stepped in. He was amazing. He was really great up front today. Then Minamino's play, the way he can turn a player, get away from them, find space. His turn of play is fantastic.
Yep.
Nathan Teller was making runs today and, causing absolute havoc in defense that, we must have conceded. Well, we must have been given 3 or 4 set pieces today in the first half alone because of his running.
Yeah.
Better day. Maybe that's in a better position for Ward-Prowse. Maybe there's more to it.
That is a good shout. Actually, Teller did have a fantastic game.
An amazing
certainly
match.
The first half, he was causing all kinds of problems, and it was very clear to see why Ralph put him in the starting 11 over the likes of definitely Redmond.
Yeah.
But also, it's a slight difference in terms of instead of having Gineppo in that position. So absolutely great shout there for Nathan Teller.
And even Armstrong. Armstrong had that. Okay, maybe he wasn't a part of any of the major finishes today. It wasn't, but he didn't get an assist or a goal. But the way he plays and running in, everyone in that front line played so well today. It got to a point where we were in the game, and I was like 75 minutes. I was like, I wouldn't take any of them off.
Yeah.
Really.
If there were no yellow cards happening, you just say, yeah,
Carry on, keep
leave
playing.
it.
Let's
Maybe
see what we can get out of this. Let's see where your confidence is.
rotate for a little bit of game time, maybe, and perhaps sort of get people on the pitch, give them that winning feeling as well. So, but yeah, no, absolutely. I think this is great coming here. So secure with Kyle Walker-Peters and Diallo. Might not have made such an impact on the game, but just the fact of them being there, I think adds a whole solidarity to the squad that they, in their minds, they know that someone's in that position who knows their job, so they can just get on and do their job. I mean, I thought Kyle Walker-Peters was unbelievable. I mean, I actually got my TV is a long way away from me in the other room, so I was finding it difficult to see the difference between Diallo and Kyle Walker-Peters. But Kyle Walker-Peters was doing a great defensive role and an attacking role.
Yeah.
To keep the hold of the possession and disperse it accordingly. So Diallo maybe a little bit quiet, but game time.
Keep in mind, these are two players that just came back from injury.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, how long was Diallo out for? Diallo was out for maybe two months, was it? Maybe a bit. They look like players who, maybe were out for a week and have come back. Okay, maybe there was a few missteps here and there. Maybe Diallo could have, there was that one back pass in the first half, which might have been costly.
Yeah.
But we handled it. There were cobwebs on Diallo. I think out of everyone in that team, I think Diallo was the one today that was like, he's playing fine. He's improved the team, everything. But there was a few cobwebs.
Yeah.
But he only had a handful of starts before that.
Yeah.
He looks brilliant.
This is brilliant. And, we finally got something good to talk about when we're wearing the blue shirts.
Mate, maybe I found the lucky shirt.
Do not wash it.
I don't know. It smells pretty bad.
What's about new football shirts when you buy them? They smell terrible.
Honestly, mate, when I got it out of the bag, I was like, this has been worn by someone and I don't like it.
It can't have been tried on in the shop, surely. None of them are.
No, I assumed that just to get them all stretched out there in the factory, they just have one big sweaty guy, like he has to try each one on just to make sure it can stand the test.
Sounds like a great job.
We have to make we make these shirts as thin as possible, so we need somebody to test out their durability. As long as they can take one of these from a big dude, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, what a performance though. Really, really pleased. And I just think, that whole momentum, that psychological impact that's going to have on the squad, pushing forward into the games that are coming up. I mean, do you see us setting up differently for the game against City in any kind of, whether it be, formation change or, perhaps just sitting back and absorbing? Because Man City are going to have a lot of pressure.
I think we won't play this game any differently than we played it when we won it 1-0.
Yeah.
I think that, it's City, and City are running away with the league right now. Me and you have had the pleasure of being at City when they got the 100 goals, and there are just times when you watch those games and you're like, oh, we've just been outclassed by City, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And then there are games like, last season when we beat them 1-0 where it's a smash and grab, but it is down to a great defensive performance. Yeah. Everyone's here, everyone's fit. It's the best. We've got the best fighting chance. Even Shea was the one who scored in that game. So with Minamino, I think in the back four and that team that we saw today, I think we could really cause a problem.
Yep.
Or we can at least maybe suffocate a problem a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, also, looking at today's game, I think I'm a little bit, I don't know whether you use the word disappointed, but I think we need to be scoring goals. And it's great to get that goal from outfield play, but I think maybe that might be something in the dressing room they're talking about now, that we should have converted more of those chances. Because looking back at those games where we didn't have such a great result, the likes of against Aston Villa at home and Newcastle away and that Wolves game, and you're just thinking that little bit extra would have made all the difference in those games. And I think those three I've just listed there are games that we could have won. But here we are on a Saturday at 3:00, winning a game that we should be winning. And
crazy.
It's got to feel good, isn't it?
Yeah, it just feels so good to finish a game and Not be solemnly depressed until the next one. I can watch football content this weekend. Happily.
Salu, everyone can watch Match of the Day tonight. Hooray!
I'm sure, like most people, my mental health relies on football right now. And when Southampton lose and have this poor form, that is a lot of my weekly content that I watch out of the window because I don't want to have to hit it.
Exactly. Bit of a downer on the weekend when things don't go to plan. But
some say I could fast forward for it, but I've been hitting too many times of it, just a jab out of nowhere. I'm like, oh no, I didn't like that. No, stop.
But you know, I know I said earlier it's very, very congested above us in the league. Do you see us getting anywhere near the Europe places? I mean, we just won one game.
Listen,
1 in 10, we get a W, and I'm talking about Europa.
I think at best we might maybe finish top 10, and I mean 10th or 9th. I think that's at the best is what we're looking for. But if we can keep this up and do this sort of thing, I think maybe Europa through the FA Cup is the way we're going to get it.
Yeah, just about to say that. Yeah.
I honestly think this is maybe a good season to concentrate on it. I mean, I think if we can hit 40 points, I know it's a silly thing to say, but if we can get 40 points before, what was it? We're at the quarterfinals. So if we get 40 points before the semis, I think all concentration goes on the FA Cup. And I think I think the most storytell thing of this year would be if it was Southampton Man United in an FA Cup final and we beat them. I think it'd be the best. I can't imagine a better way to end our year.
Yeah,
a repeat of our FA Cup win back in the day, 1-0 against United, against the team that stuffed us. For me, I think that's the story of the year that everybody wants to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apart from Portsmouth fans, but they lost 4-1 today, so who cares what they think?
So, they've got the stats at Bremen. Apparently, it's 50-50 in terms of percentage of possession. 15 attempts on goal, 7 attempts on target. That's so much better. 3 corners to their 7. We had 3 yellow cards in that game. They have 4.
But keep in mind the Vestergaard one was stupid.
Yeah. Agreed.
The Vestergaard one was stupid, but I mean, I think that says a lot. You look at how many yellows they got. I don't think it was a red card for the penalty. I've seen a few people saying that it was for our penalty. It wasn't.
No.
I think the rules of the game you've got to if you're intending to play the ball, he wasn't the last man, and it wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. So I get it was definitely a penalty.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a red.
It was a clear goal and scoring opportunity.
Was it?
But yeah.
Are you sure? Because I saw Shea Adams and Nathan Redmond both be in that same position at the end of the game, and they both didn't score. So I think if you're thinking
in terms of letter of the law, in terms of Southampton clinical strike force, maybe
that's where the swing comes in. It's like, well, if Bruno Fernandes is in that position, he's going to score, but. Is Shea Adams, if Nathan Redmond, is Taylor really going to score from there? I don't know, probably 50-50. So And I also don't think we can get past how Forster again has kept another clean sheet.
Yes, indeed.
Another clean sheet for Forster.
Fantastic to see.
You can say he wasn't tested again, but there's a few times where the ball came at him, he grabbed it, stopped it, ball was never in the net.
I'm just seeing the replay of that Shea goal.
It's
chested down by.
I'm just scared for Mike to ask what players they are right now because he doesn't seem to know our players anymore.
Oh dear! I checked this mic before we went live just a moment ago, and when Shea hit that goal in, I did something to it, and something is slightly wrong with this mic stand now. So if the audio level's gone like this, then blame Shea Adams for banging in an absolute beaut of a second goal. But there we go. Right, well, I think that pretty much sums it up in terms of our thoughts on the game. Thank you to everyone who joined us during the live stream. It's looking good. We've got City away on Wednesday. Should we do a preview for that one, Jack?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
It's easier to sing when you're winning. So
exactly. Do you know what's funny is after the past 6 weeks, after every game that we've lost, we've gone for about 35, almost 40 minutes. But once again, when we've won,
I know
we don't know what to talk about when we've won.
I got a heads up that I need to be quick on this because apparently wants a Chinese. So
we're getting an Indian, so it's all good.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Happy days.
Happy days.
So
we're all winning tonight.
We don't need to dwell too much on this, but we can go back into a bit more detail on this mighty victory, this long-awaited victory for a previous show. Maybe we do it the night before the City game, something like that. So thanks, Jack. It's been fun. Shirt's looking great.
I'm going to wear this all the time now until we lose. Wear this one.
Let's do that. Let's do that, definitely. I guess we'll be in our home strip for the City away game, but we shall see. But thanks to everyone who joined us for the post-match during the game. It's been a lot of fun. You can go and enjoy the rest of your weekend now, and we will see you all in the next one. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you for the preview, for the watch along. I'll see you in the next one. All right. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Bye.